Bipartisanship is scarce these days, but one committee is demonstrating that they can work together to keep our country and our troops safe. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Robert Trainum, and joining me is Congressman Dutch Ruppersberger, Democrat from Maryland, and ranking member of the House Intel Committee. We should also mention that the Intel Committee is short for Intelligence Committee.
Intelligence Committee. Well, it's good to be here to communicate with my constituents, Robert.
Let's talk for a few moments about the lack of bipartisanship first. Why do you think it's so bad, Congressman, today?
I think one of the reasons is that our forefathers created a great system of government, and one of those elements was the Congress, the House of Representatives should run every 2 years. Well, what has happened now is that whenever one party loses the majority, they always try to get it back, and every 2 years there's another election. So what normally happens is that instead of making the decisions that are right for the country and for your constituents, it seems that both Democrats and Republicans are trying to get the majority back, and that's why you have this conflict and people aren't working together as they should in Congress.
But there's one exception, and that exception is the House Intelligence Committee, as I mentioned a few moments ago. You know, Congressman, there used to be this old saying that politics stopped at the water's edge. In other words, when it came to foreign policy, we were all Americans, not a Republican or Democrat. Why do you think it works so well on your committee
in
terms of
relationships and trust? When Chairman Rogers from Michigan and I took the leadership of the Intelligence Committee, we decided that the stakes were too high as far as national security, protecting our troops and our citizens, that we had to work together. Unfortunately, our committee the previous 6 years did not work well together. The Washington Post wrote an article that our committee was like a snake pit, not working together. And when Rogers and I came to leadership, we turned that around. We have been able to pass budgets on a regular basis, and it's working extremely well. In fact, the Washington Post made the comment that we were the most bipartisan committee on the Hill, and that the rest of the committees should look and see what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Do you think that should serve as a model for the Defense Committee, for the Health Committee, for the Ways and Means Committee? In other words, it's so simple, but don't you think bipartisanship should translate to every single committee on Capitol Hill?
It starts at the top with the leadership, and you have to decide that you are going to do what's right for the constituents and not from the political perspective. That's kind of where it comes from. My philosophy since I've been in politics is bipartisanship. I come from a more moderate district, so I have Republican people who support me and Democrat. I am a Democrat.
Let me stop you there for a second. I think you said the magic word. Your overall constituents encourage you to be bipartisan.
No question.
Do you think that's the case in most House districts?
No, we have very far left districts and very far right districts, and then you have moderate districts like mine. And not many moderates left in Congress right now. That's part of the problem, too, I think, because the moderates seem to come together to try to resolve the issues.
So, okay, so no, understanding that, do you think it's the members of Congress's job to go back to their constituents and say, wait a minute, with all due respect, I'm a hardcore Democrat, I'm a hardcore Republican, but when I get to Washington, in order to get things done, we have to communicate and we have to work together?
But a lot of people from districts, and both whether left or right, they feel that this is what their constituents want, which really it's all end game, and it's doing what's right for your country and for your constituents.
Are the American people to blame then? In other words, in terms of the partisanship?
I would say you have to communicate and get things done for your country, but also I'm elected by my constituents. I have a very diverse district. My district is very unique, and I have NSA in my district. I have 2 Army bases,
NSA
Fort Meade
meaning
and
the
Aberdeen.
National Security Agency.
National Security Agency. I have the Port of Baltimore. I have poor people in my district. I have rich people in my district. I have a very diverse district, which makes it unique. And I hope the reason they continue to elect me is that I'm doing the job, but I also have a philosophy of bipartisanship. And in order to get things done, that's what I'm elected to do.
Congressman, thank you very much for joining us. Words well spoken.
Fine.
And of course, thank you for joining us for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Robert Trainum. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care.